We started with computers. We didn't stop at computers. We didn't stop at storage. We didn't stop at cloud. We didn't stop at wholly integrated intergalactic solutions. We kept going, working with our customers to enable the kind of technology that can guide an astronaut back to safety, or help make a hospital come to you instead of you going to it. And we didn't stop there. We're even working to make packaging that comes from waste instead of producing it. Because we saw a world that was full of challenges and ready for solutions. So when it comes to your business, you know we'll stop at nothing.
Today's workforce is truly distributed, with employees working from everywhere. They expect easy and consistent access to all their apps and data, wherever their location, whenever they want, whatever their device. But the challenge to IT teams is massive. They have to secure resources and make them accessible with technologies that are often outdated, siloed, and just not made for today's anywhere organizations. VMware Anywhere Workspace builds trust to empower today's anywhere workforce. It's an industry-first architecture that tackles these challenges head-on and meets employee expectations. Anywhere Workspace takes a holistic approach and leverages industry-leading cloud-connected points of control across device, networking, and security management. With VMware Anywhere Workspace, organizations can manage multi-modal employee experiences, automate the workspace, and secure the distributed edge. Here's how it works. With Anywhere Workspace, organizations can engage employees from the start with remote onboarding and out-of-box device provisioning, and then provide single sign-on access to any resource through a modern app catalog experience. And they can ensure seamless connectivity and uptime on any device, in any location, and provide self-service and remote support anytime it's needed. Anywhere Workspace uses intelligent workflows to automate the workspace, allowing IT to manage outcomes, instead of spending countless hours on manual tasks. Unified intelligence helps IT quickly identify issues and respond with automated actions, and extends visibility and management to all devices. VMware Anywhere Workspace facilitates a zero-trust security architecture, providing the situational intelligence and connected control points needed to make the move. Compliance, remediation, and least privilege methodologies mean reduced threats and smaller attack surfaces. And it's delivered from the cloud, making security and policy seamless for branch and remote users across town or across the globe. VMware Anywhere Workspace builds trust for today's distributed workforce and enables the future of work without limitations. For the Anywhere organization, the future is now.
Good day to all our viewers. Please stand by as we will start session 1 of the DICT Tech Talk in a few minutes. Thank you. Good day to all our viewers. Please stand by as we will start session 1 of the DICT Tech Talk in a few minutes. Thank you.
Pambansang Awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinakalan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyak ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingin, sa gagatang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya ng pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
O Holy Spirit, we thank you for the advancements that have led to improving the health of so many. We beg you to inspire new breakthroughs in overcoming the coronavirus and all serious flu viruses. Protect, we pray, healthcare professionals from the illnesses they are treating and make them instruments of your healing. Amen.
Good day to all our viewers. Welcome to Session 1 of the Department of Information and Communications Technology's Tech Talk series. Today, we will show you how you and your team can work from anywhere with the help of some relevant and up-to-date tools and applications. Today's Tech Talk session is being brought to you by the DICT team in partnership with Dell Technologies and VMware, who will share with us their expertise in computing technology for both hardware and software solutions. To start our webinar, let us call on Department of Information and Communications Technology former Secretary Gregorio Honasan II for the opening remarks.
DICT Undersecretary Arnold Ali I. Atienza, Ms. Michelle Valerie Fontano, Client Technologist, Dell Technologies, Mr. Carlo Ubaldo, Services Business Development Manager, Dell Technologies, Mr. Carlo Morato, Senior Analyst, IT Technical Analysis, Dell Technologies, Mr. Carlos Subido, Public Sector Lead, Dell Technologies, Mr. Renel Rodriguez, EUC Business Lead, VMware, Philippines. Distinguished guests, colleagues in public service, our industry partners, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all a pleasant day. Information and Communications Technology, or ICT, and the connectivity it brings serve as major enabler in the government's task to deliver the basic needs of our citizens, including shelter, education, and health services. In the new normal and the emerging digital economy, we have new additions to these basic needs: access to data and access to information, which are now considered rights. These are no longer optional, as these needs have become integral in improving quality of life in the emerging digital society. Since ICT is so imperative to the new normal, we need to focus on its equal access and distribution to ensure that our people can make informed, rational, intelligent, and long-term decisions. Connectivity is likewise vital to telecommuting, remote work, and other alternative working arrangements as we collectively adapt to the new normal. We need ICT for the continued operations of the country's economic activities. Hence, it is crucial that we gain a better understanding of the role of emerging technologies, especially in the workforce. With this, I fully support the Department of Information and Communications Technology's Tech Talk webinar series, headed by my former colleague, Undersecretary Ali Atienza. With this event, telecommuting employees from both the public and private sector can learn more about the availability of remote work, resources, tools, and tips that would facilitate a better work-from-home experience. We strongly believe that telecommuting and remote work remain a strategic alternative. Hence, we hope to reach more employees to help them manage the new virtual working environment. This is also a good chance for us to engage with the private sector partners to define our respective roles in the changing work scene. Moving forward, we hope that the government and the private sector will continue working together to institute effective solutions on our way to achieving a new normal. We believe that if we want to accelerate digital transformation, then we need to support the adoption of more cutting-edge technologies and innovative digital solutions in all sectors. We likewise fully support Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo's push for the passage of the proposed e-Governance Act for a more integrated and interconnected governance network that will enable us to deliver better public services. Let us continue to work together to provide connectivity across the country in line with the directives of President Duterte in connecting the nation. We owe it to our most precious resource, our next generation of citizens and leaders, to create a new Philippine ICT landscape where they can grow and thrive. Thank you po, at magtulungan po tayo.
Thank you for that inspiring message, Secretary Hunasan. Now, let us call on today's moderator, Mr. Carlos Ubido, Public Sector Lead, DICT Technologies.
Good afternoon to all our viewers. Today, we will definitely learn helpful information about technology during these challenging times. Without further ado, may we call on our speaker for today, Sir Arnold Ali Atienza, DICT's Undersecretary for Government Digital Broadcast Television and the digitization of the entertainment industry sector.
Hello and welcome to all our viewers this afternoon. Thank you for that short but sweet introduction, Carlo. I, together with our partners from Dell and VMware, am really excited to share with you some valuable information and insights on computing technology solutions as part of our continuous search for viable solutions which can help our teams overcome the changing landscape of our workplace systems. We recognize that a lot have changed since COVID-19 hit us 1.5 years ago. We are still trying to cope with changing work setups that from time to time become more complicated due to community quarantine mandates and stricter safety protocols. It is for these reasons that we started this DICT TechTalk series. We want to reach out to communities from IT and non-IT industries, to employees working in the office or at home. We want to help you work from anywhere. Again, this is Ali Atienza at your service. Welcome to the DICT TechTalk Series number 1.
Thank you, Yusek Ali. Aren't we all excited? Let us not prolong the wait. Let us go back to Yusek Ali to show live his own experience in unboxing Dell Latitude 5420.
Thank you, Carlo. Today, we want to show you something which may be useful during this pandemic. Due to the rise in demand for offline and cloud computing, it is now imperative that we provide efficient computers and creative connectivity solutions to our employees. However, we also recognize that companies now have limited resources due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic to organizations. When we say resources, these can range from financial to time and even physical space in our offices. Due to physical distancing protocols, limits have been imposed on how many persons can physically report to work. Thus, we now have alternative work arrangements, such as shifting schedules and work from home employment, just so we remain compliant with government-mandated health and safety protocols. So how can we provide help to our employees and companies? We have here a product from Dell and VMware, which aims to provide a lot of help to all of us. Okay, let's start. Okay, we have just received the new Dell Latitude 5420 in a very, very small package. And when you open it, you see the power cable, power supply with a kind of a USB-C, which is actually very new now. It's a fad, but I think the USB-C is going to last longer than most of the USBs. Surprising in a very, very tight package. Because I used to see like packages coming in, it's like really huge, and the laptop is just really small. Let me put this one and let's check this. Sleek design, 2 USBs, 1 HDMI, network USB. Wait, this is a Thunderbolt, and for micro SD. It seems like there's a lot of fans compared to the older models. USB-C power and another USB-C. Nice. So, should we start? Let's see if it has power. Oh, by the way, comes in handy with instructions, and I think most of the people that are actually using or opening laptops doesn't even read it, so I don't think I should read it also. There you go. Okay, so coming, it's a universal plug. So let's not use this first. Okay, camera is here. Oh, a lot of people use tape just to cover the camera, but this one comes in with its own cover already. Okay, power on. Wait for a while until, well, it's the same as a regular Windows. Okay, it's asking for your name. Of course, I'm putting myself first as DICT user1. Press next, and then type in your password. I advise everyone to put a password that's hard to remember, but make sure you remember it. Okay, type in your password again. And then it's asking you for security questions. So let's put in the security question 1. Let's put my first pet's name. Funny, my pet's name before was Puppy, because I was young. Second, I'd put my childhood nickname, which is actually my nickname still now. It's Ali, not Kuya Kim. And first school that I've attended to, Don Bosco, Makati. Let's just put Don Bosco. Okay, let's wait a bit. Okay, now it's showing us what Windows can do. Okay, it's starting again. Wait for a while. Might take several minutes, but I think with the Dell it will be faster. Okay. Let's wait for some more. Oh, okay. It's open already. Windows has been installed. Oh, okay. VMware is installing also. It's asking you for your group ID, which I would say DICT, username, the one that I pasted earlier. It's DICT user1, and my password. Okay, of course you have to agree with the terms. And it's installing now. Just wait for a while. Okay, let's check now the apps that have been pre-installed. No need to install Zoom, no need to install Zip and Google Chrome. automatically installed. Now let's reset. Okay. Okay, starting. Put in again your username and password, sorry. Oh wow! Even the logo and the wallpaper of DICT is there already. Automatically pre-installed and ready for use. This is a brand new unit, fresh from the box. However, I already have all these apps and programs pre-installed and ready for use. No more time-consuming installations, no more second-guessing of what we need to install, and no more calling for tech support before a unit is ready for use. I must say, this VMware Workspace ONE is promising, not only to employees, but to the entire organization. So how is this possible? To better explain this to us, may I call on our partner from Dell, Ms. Michelle Valerie Fontano, to tell us more on what happens before this Dell laptop is put in a box and delivered to end users.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone.
Hi Val! So come all these applications are already pre-installed even before I unboxed the unit?
Hi, Yusek Ali. So that's a very good question. This VMware Workspace ONE solution, together with our Dell devices, which we're presenting today, it actually improves efficiencies. How? Because it eliminates the quote-unquote imaging process that the end user usually undergoes before they are able to use a newly purchased unit. Meaning, all the required applications and tools are already pre-installed and pre-configured to the machines. When the user logs in, these applications start to auto-populate upon registration to the Workspace ONE solution. Automated na yung process.
Val, I have to say, that's quite creative.
Yes, Yusek Ali, I have to say it's quite innovative. So what we do differently to make it easier for our customers is that this solution, the bigger or the heavier chunk of the apps, are actually preloaded already in our factory. Our services team also tests them prior to loading. This is to ensure that when the units reach our end users, maayos na ang lahat, ang content, the applications, the settings. At the same time, the IT team ng customers natin who will manage these applications, the policies, and the updates, and the drivers, magagawa nila kahit nasaan pa ang user, basta connected lang sila sa internet. And apart from this solution that we have shown, our current devices, which are being sold in our portfolio, also come with a free AI and machine learning software, which can help enhance user experience. This AI and machine learning tool allows users to predefine their most commonly used apps, helps the system to run faster, allows them to choose the best available network, and cancels out background noise during con calls, amongst others. And these are all from the Dell Optimizer. To explain to us the benefits of the pre-installation of the VMware solution, may I please call on Mr. Renel Rodriguez of VMware.
Hi, Yusek Ali. Hi, Val. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us here today. So let me quickly share at least two key benefits of having Workspace ONE as your modern management tool and doing the pre-installed approach from Dell Factory. So first and foremost is productivity. Like what we have experienced earlier, Workspace ONE allowed us to automate the manual process of your PC configuration in a very few non-techy, easy steps. So for us to further appreciate the power of this automation, just imagine an organization who probably refreshes thousands, tens of thousands of PCs or laptops every year. That whole process will definitely take months to roll out. But with this tool, it eliminates that manual task and basically translate to better productivity, not just for your IT, but most especially for your users. Secondly is improve operations. As your modern management tool for your different endpoints, the organization will now have the capability to continuously monitor, manage, and force devices to company's compliance and governance, especially today in this time of pandemic where a lot of us are remotely working.
Thank you, Val and Ronel, for that comprehensive discussion on the benefits of VMware being preloaded into the Dell unit. Another question. What if I encounter a problem while using the unit? Who do I talk to then?
Yusek Ali, to better answer your question, may I call on our support team from Dell, Mr. Carlo Baldo and Mr. Carlo Morato. They are here today to show us how Dell can help our customers in case they run into PC issues.
Hi, Yusek Ali.
Hi Val, hi Yusek Ali.
Thank you for having us today. In case a user encounters PC problems, feel free to contact our technical support hotlines via email or phone. We have an all-Filipino support team agents for easier communication. Pwede pong magtagalog. Once ma-finalize ang issue remotely, Dell will send the replacement parts and an engineer to the user's location. The schedule will be finalized when user confirms this availability. Our technical support team will bring the services right at your doorsteps. No need for the users to go to an authorized service center. And this is very beneficial to our customers, especially now with the work from home setup that we have for our workers and sa mga students na may online classes this pandemic. For a virtual walkthrough of our remote support, may I call on my katukayo, Carlo M, to give us the details.
Thank you, Carlo. And now, let me walk you through our remote support process. Our process is quite simple. We made sure na user-friendly at madaling gawin para sa mga end users. One of our IT officers will provide the link to the user. The user will copy-paste the link to a browser, and once done, this page will appear. Click the Start button. Follow the instructions as indicated on the screen. Make sure that the file has been fully downloaded on your unit. Once the exe file has been completely installed or run, our IT officer will request to see the user's screen. Please grant permission to our IT officer by clicking the Allow button. For example, meron tayong user na may problema sa kanyang audio driver. Hindi gumagana ang kanyang audio. Pwede tayong pumunta sa support.dell.com or kahit saang site na pwedeng i-download ang kanyang driver. Just key in the serial number of the laptop and go to Drivers and Downloads. Once done, click on Find Drivers at hanapin dito ang driver na kailangan nyong i-install. Click Show All para makita natin lahat ng drivers na available. Once makita ang kailangang driver, click on Download. Nakadepende to sa tagal ang laki ng file na ating i-download. Pwede rin gawin ng ating IT officer na i-update na lahat ng ating outdated driver base sa listahan na nakikita natin ngayon. Makikita naman natin na nakatag kung anong driver ang urgent, pati kung kailan ito huling na-update. Once matapos ang ating download, click natin yung Open File at magpaprompt ito ng panibagong window. Ito na yung installer natin ng driver. Click Install. Pwede na natin i-minimize ang ating browser para makita natin ang window ng ating audio driver installation. Ayan, nakikita natin na nag-prompt na ang ating audio driver installation window. Madali lang ito. Click lang natin ang Next at mag-i-install na ito. Ayan. Click lang natin ang Finish at pwede natin i-uncheck yung Yes, I want to restart my computer now. Once the remote support session is done, here's how to end the session. If you wish to finish the session, click End Session button. Please take note that clicking Stop Remote will only switch our IT officer's screen accessibility to view-only mode, but will not end the session. Once the End Session button is clicked, a new pop-up box will appear to confirm that you want to end the session. Finally, click Close to completely end the session. The process is quite simple, ano po? It's like having our IT officer virtually visit your physical location so he can or she can check your unit. Before you even end the session, we will make sure na na-resolve na ang anumang technical issues na na-encounter mo.
And this concludes our remote support walkthrough. Again, thank you for inviting us, Yusek Ali.
Thank you to all of you. This is an amazing technology update. I may say it is creative and saves time for the user. The hassle of installing all the software and needed application really takes time. The integration of VMware Workspace ONE into Dell laptop is very timely, especially now that we are mostly on remote location. Not just that, the customer support also seems to be very adaptable to its requirement. It is a simple yet seamless process that can potentially increase one's productivity.
Thank you, Yusek Ali, and to our Dell and VMware panelists. Good afternoon again. We are now ready for Q&A. Anyone who wants to put the questions, you can put them on our Q&A or chat. I think we have a first question here. Let's give the floor first to our Undersecretary to have the first question. Yusek, understand you didn't have the chance to ask this question previously. Okay. No, there's no sound.
Actually, let me, if it's okay, maybe I can ask another question.
Okay.
Is this technology available only with Dell and VMware?
Okay, let me have our panelists answer that. Maybe we could start with Val, then with Rinel. Val?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, everyone. So to answer the first question, this technology isn't really unique to Dell, okay? But I think what we can share sa inyong lahat this afternoon is that Dell and VMware, kami yung nag-pioneer nitong solution, especially yung pag-integrate natin sa factory. Yung nakita ninyo kaninang unboxing na ginawa ni Yusek Ali when he was opening up a new laptop, we started that. And siguro, para lang maidagdag ko sa inyong lahat, we also have additional features no, na pwede nating i-integrate dito sa solution na to, which is yung tinatawag nating Dell Command Suite. Yung Dell Command Suite naman natin, it can help you, especially na naka-remote tayo lahat, no, for IT people to basically configure yung mga Dell devices natin pagdating sa mga BIOS, when let's say we need to push yung mga latest drivers and the likes. So yun yung advantage natin.
Okay. Anyone else from the panel who wants to add to what Val said?
Hi, Carlo. Good afternoon. So again, this is Ronald from VMware. So I guess dugtungan ko na lang din yung sinabi ni Val na the real value of Dell and VMware together with this entire solution is basically the experience that we bring. So we have pioneered this. It was already mentioned by Val. And we bring along a list of customer success stories, basically. So in fact, we though I don't have the liberty to actually mention, but we the actual company, but we just recently engaged with an organization here in the Philippines wherein we rolled out 15,000 endpoints specifically on this particular experience through this particular solution.
Okay, thank you, Rinel. There was a question earlier about whether we need internet connection. Yeah, unfortunately, with the work from home or learn from home, we really need internet connection, especially on the initial startup where we are downloading all the applications. So kailangan po yun. And also on the remote diagnostics, which was shown to you by Carlo Morato. So kailangan din po yun. Another question here, I think this one is for Renel. Outside of the automated PC configuration shown earlier, what are the other features of Workspace ONE to support work from home employees?
Okay. So again, thank you, Carlo. So thank you for that question. Kung sino man yung nagtanong. Actually, that is a very good question. And as there are a lot of things to share, but I understand we have a limited time. So let me focus on some few features lang in relation to key pain points that have been experienced by organization during work from home engagement. So as we all know naman, we've been doing it for the last 18 months, and these are some of the major pain points from both IT and users' perspective. So number one is security. I would say number two is experience, and we can associate it to user experience. And probably number three is complexity. So how do we address security? How do we enforce security? So I was able to share earlier that with Workspace ONE, organization has the capability to monitor, manage, and enforce devices over the internet, regardless of where the users are. If we apply that further to the organization with this solution in place, I guess it allows IT to enforce consumption of corporate information and application, specifically from a fully compliant managed device. So that's one way of enforcing security. So if we move forward naman to user experience, how do we now improve user experience? Again, there's a ton. Within Workspace ONE, we will provide you a unified application catalog for your users to access and consume. So isipin mo na lang itong catalog na to, treat it as your enterprise app store. And as you consume it, in fact, nakita to kanina sa demo, as you consume it, some application might have specific restrictions. So probably network requirements or additional authentication. Same goes with Workspace ONE. It allows you to leverage all of those features and functionalities like seamless application level VPN or built-in MFA. Isa sa na-highlight din ni Yusek, Ali, is that yung password nightmare. So we can also implement single sign-on capability from the catalog and a lot more. And then last but not the least is complexity. So for a lot of organization, complexity is all about to build this solution, to manage it, to constantly update it, to operationalize it. Again, with Workspace ONE, it's a cloud-based ready solution, ready for consumption from a secured multi-tenant environment. So at least yung customer now will be more focused on the usage of the solution and let VMware cover all those backend SLAs. So again, those are just some features and functionalities, and hopefully I was able to share enough for the audiences. Thank you.
Okay, another question here. I think so. This will still be yours, Renel. Does VMware merely do remotely control one's device, or just to help in fixing some problem?
The quick answer is yes. So we do have we have a feature within Workspace ONE also that allows us to do remote control. There's two methods actually. It can be on an assisted mode, meaning as a user, I need to input a PIN so that I acknowledge that you are remotely troubleshooting me or remotely connecting to my PC, or unassisted mode. So I can directly connect to your PC. Again, it depends on the policies of the organization on how they actually manage their employees.
So, yung mga questions nyo, mas maganda siguro if you put them on the Q&A, no? Kasi I have to go into two chats. Meron nagtatanong on the chat. So I'll go sequential here. May question dito, how effective this is for a company with AD? Anyone who wants to answer that from the panel? Ano ba yung AD?
Active Directory.
Active Directory.
Yeah.
Baka para sa iyo yan talaga, Renel.
Yan, okay. So, Workspace ONE, of course, we can integrate to an organization whether they have an AD or they don't have an AD. So there are multiple ways to enroll the device. So we have experiences on enrolling it on a work group scenario. We have experiences on enrolling it on an Active Directory scenario wherein the Active Directory is on-premise. And of course, for other organization na medyo mas advanced, probably their Active Directory is hosted in cloud like Azure AD. Again, we will do the integration as well. So again, there's multiple ways for it. But regardless, if you don't or you do have, we will be able to work it for you.
Thank you, Renel. Meron pang question dito. How much is the device per unit? So ako na yung sasagot dyan. Depende po sa configuration. Because in the Dell Latitude, we have the 3000 series, the 5000 series, 7000 series. And then depende rin yun, we can configure kung anong klaseng processor yung gusto mo. Yung lower kind of processor up to the high end. So depende po yan. And of course, iba yung presyo. Dell Latitude is a commercial unit. Iba po yan dun sa Inspiron, which is our consumer unit. So wala kaming nakapublish na prices sa aming commercial laptops, no? But you can take a look at our Inspiron on the consumer side. But the one that was shown by that unboxed by Yusek Ali is a Dell Latitude 5000 series. Okay, so that other, hope nasagot ko yun. You can actually send email to me, carlo.subido@dell.com, if you have you know, other questions. But iba rin po yung pricing namin pagdating sa bidding. Okay. So another question. No, this is from, is the product compatible with other tech, like using for teaching, etc.? I can answer that, pero baka mas maganda si Val ang sumagot. Val?
Yeah, so thank you, Carlo. For teaching, it is also applicable. Actually, yung kaninang nabanggit ni Renel, one of the bigger customers that we won, it's actually a university, no? So, nakalugar siya sa isang medyo, sabihin natin, medyo remote yung lugar. And it's very good because yung deployment natin dito, we are talking about 15,000 units. So isipin nyo kung mano-mano ninyo isa-isahin yung units to create an image, to deploy yung mga applications, it would take very, very long. And at the same time, syempre yung internet connectivity rin, when you do those things, it would greatly affect yung situation, di ba? Lalong hahaba yung proseso. So, with that, hindi lang siya basta for business users, even for education, it's very timely, lalong-lalo na nasa pandemic tayo ngayon, or students are actually doing online schooling.
Let me add to that, no? I remember in the department when we bought laptops for supposedly to help some local governments needs for for the pandemic, because everybody was practically studying from home. Took us months actually to install all these applications. So I think with this system, it could be faster to deploy all these computers and laptops and be able to send it to whoever LGU is. Parang sayang, ang bagal-bagal because we were installing it one computer at a time.
Thank you, Yusek. Next question. Marami tayong questions dito. I think this will be for Carlo Ubaldo. So, alam niyo sa Dell, uso ang Carlo eh. So, tatlo kami dito. So, this question is for Carlo Ubaldo. If in case we use this as our company's workstation, are we allowed to ask for specific software to be pre-installed on the unit? So, may MOQ dyan, Carlo, diba? Go ahead, Carlo, you.
Thanks, Carlo. So I think on specific applications that the user needs, they just need to talk to the IT team para ma-pre-install siya. But with regards to the MOQ that's needed, I think only 10 units is the minimum order quantity for us to provision yung ating Workspace ONE software in the factory.
Okay, thank you. Another one. Dell address to, so most likely kay Val. How can Dell help give our users today a better user experience with their devices?
Okay, thank you again. Thank you again, Carl, for that question. I think napasadahan natin to kanina, no? When we were presenting after yung out of the box. Ito yung tinatawag nating Dell Optimizer. So, ito is a free software. It's a free AI and machine learning tool na isinasama po natin for the latest devices that we started shipping, no, since we sold the 10th gen CPUs. So, itong Dell Optimizer na to, nakwento nga natin kanina, di ba? Marami siyang pwedeng gawin. It can basically help to allow yung mga users to preset to their 5 of their most commonly used apps. And habang ginagamit mo ng ginagamit, o quote-unquote, nagbababad ka dito sa mga apps, lalo niyang maiintindihan at lalo siyang bibilis. Meron rin ako nakita kanina sa chat nagtatanong about the noise cancellation. Meron rin po siyang ganitong functionality, which is so perfect sa ating mga estudyante or for people who are working from home na hindi natin minsan nakokontrol yung background noise. So it basically eliminates yung background noise. You can choose kung nasa mas quiet kang room o medyo maingay yung paligid mo. There are certain settings that you can choose para at least when you try to speak, when you try to present, ikaw yung maririnig instead of yung mga unnecessary background noise. And apart from that, marami pa siyang ibang mga features, no? So, this is actually free and this is something that is quite unique para sa atin, no? Sa Dell. So, we give this feature to our customers nang walang added or walang extra na bayad, di ba? So, it's part of it. So, inonote ko lang kung any of you here sa ating mga audience na, let's say, gumagamit kayo ng sarili ninyong corporate image, I would suggest na kung gusto niyo siyang subukan, you can just simply download it from our support website and include it po sa inyong image or corporate image. Kasi matatanggal siya because it's a software. Yun po.
Okay, thank you, Val. Here's another question. What Dell laptop can you recommend below 20K? I am editing videos but not a streamer. Other than that, light user na lang ako, like internet, office apps, considering lightweight as well, since I want to work anywhere. Right now po, unfortunately, wala pong Dell Latitude that is below 20K. And even with most brands, I don't think meron pong below 20K, especially kung lalagyan niyo pa ng Windows po, no? So that's my quick answer. So, but there are, I'm talking about the current models, no? Siguro makakahanap kayo ng mga mas mura on the older models, which is our dealers and distributors may still have, no? So I hope I was able to answer that. Next.
Carlos, since I'm in government, no, and I'm trying to help people also, let me ask this question from the chat box. It says, technology-wise, it is great. Cost as a single unit buyer, how can Dell help those students or buyers for a monthly or any payment scheme that won't cost much?
Actually, we don't have that program yet, yung mga per pang consumer, no? What we have right now in our discussion today for work from home and work from anywhere is really meant for corporate or enterprise, no? And these are bought in bulk. So the program, siguro I can refer you to our consumer team if kung ganun po yung gusto. Kasi yung question relates to a consumer use, ano, and parang individual, no? So we work with partners, our dealers, our distributors, we work with them for such kind of program. Yusek? Yusek, meron ako isang question dito na baka para sa inyo. Kasi may about law and Republic Act. So, is there a chance of invasion of private date wherein there will be deviation in RA 10173 law? Private date ba yun?
What is RA?
Invasion of privacy.
Okay. Actually, there's a the National Privacy Commission is the one handling that. But actually, during one of the meetings, I actually asked them, because I'm not a lawyer, but they've been giving all these laws, no? Nalilito rin ako with the numbers. But however, what I asked them was actually to put up some guidelines on privacy, because it cannot be naman bawal, lahat na lang bawal. So they have to have a guideline on how actually all systems would be able to kasi information, for example, if I get it now, it shouldn't be available to anybody else except to myself. However, alam natin with all systems, aside from hardware, it's also software, that when information comes in, that information should be protected and cannot be placed or cannot be given just to anybody. I don't know if that answered the question, but kasi pag mga numbers, nakakalito talaga yan. I'm not a lawyer. Maybe a liar pa, di ba?
Yung 10173. Hindi ko rin alam po yung ano yung 10173. Okay, ano pa ba mga questions dito na mabilis? So, isa-isa na lang natin. Maybe you can answer this, Renel. How does VMware Server work?
Okay. So, yan.
Why?
So, medyo broad yung question. Pero with respect to the solution that we've actually shared earlier, it's a SaaS model. So, it's a service. It's a software as a service model. So, basically, it's ready for consumption. Again, it's hosted in cloud. And that's the idea, so that you can actually focus on the consumption and usage of the solution.
So, another one, also on VMware. Can you run dual OS in VMware?
Okay, so that's a separate topic. Hindi siya yung, it's not really the solution that we've showcased, but technically the answer is yes. So we have a different solution that covers that one. So there's a consumer product and there's an enterprise product. So when we talk about the enterprise product, like for example, how it is being used by the enterprise organization or probably the university, we can do ang term nila dyan is virtual desktop infrastructure. So in the same university that we've shared earlier, yung installed base namin, they're doing actually a virtual laboratory so that the students can consume this virtual desktop on the fly from any device. So that's how we do it. So again, there's multiple ways, pwedeng consumer type or pwedeng enterprise type.
Okay. So siguro ano yan, abangan po ninyo yung aming next few series. Baka pang series number 7 yan. Okay.
There's another question here. What's the best unit for teachers daw?
Yan. Magandang tanong yan. So, mahirap sagutin. So, mapasok ko kay Val.
Salamat, Carlo. So, it's a very relative question to ask, no? Depende po kasi kung anong type of teaching po yung ginagawa natin. Siguro ang masasabi ko when we promote yung ating mga latitude devices, lalo na kung i-roll out natin yung pinakita nating solution kanina, ito yung perfect na pair, no? Kasi nga, we have security features, yan yung mga manageability features na hindi natin nakikita sa consumer SKUs. So, babalik ako, anong type of teaching ba ang ginagawa natin? For example, kung nasa higher ed tayo, nagtuturo tayo kunwari ng engineering, I would suggest na medyo iakyat natin yung specification para lang at least hindi rin po maghihingalo yung machine kapag let's say nagtuturo tayo ng 3D o CAD, no, yung mga ganyan. But if it's going to be for secondary school, grade school, high school, online schooling, siguro ang 3000 series natin ng Latitude would be enough. Pwede naman po tayong mag-recommend kung anong specification yung pwede nating i-share, no? Depende rin po sa budget na meron natin. So we can recommend depending do sa pangangailangan. So we will help to assess based dun po sa pangangailangan.
Okay, so kay Renel ulit, for VMware, how much is licensing and is it subject for annual renewal?
Okay, so it's actually a subscription model. So since it's a cloud-based solution, it's a SaaS environment. It's a subscription model. So if you actually go to our website, vmware.com, and go to Workspace ONE web tab there, you'll actually see a list price. So it's ranging from at least $6 to $10 probably per device. So again, I suggest you visit the website. Anyway, you'll be able to see the global list price of this particular licenses. So again, it's a subscription basis. It's on it's highlighted there as monthly, but for organization, it's a minimum subscription of 1 year. Yeah.
Ito naman, medyo technical, so baka pwede kay Carlo Morato. As IT administrator, I would like to ask if we have any unified console for SOC purposes to view all the status of device within organization?
Hello. Yes, thank you for that question. It depends din eh. Depende rin to sa setup ng company nyo. But for example, sa isang company na support ko, yes, we can depende lang sa setup na i-integrate nyo within your office. So, pwede rin siya within a work group setup, or pwede rin siya within the AD, within the domain AD setup na pwede nyong i-setup. Depende sa policy at saka sa setup kung gaano kalaki at gaano karami yung taong nasa support ng inyong company.
Can I ask a question? What is SOC? Sorry, I'm very technical, but then, when it comes to acronyms, it gets confusing.
Carlo M, ano daw yung SOC?
System on a chip? Or
Usually, I think this is for the security operations
okay.
center. So in terms of security, actually, on the offering, we also have security offerings on the services ni Dell that can augment yung ating mga endpoint devices na software tools such as Carbon Black, McAfee. So in terms of SOC, mayroon din po si Dell na offering to cater on the security side of our endpoint devices.
Thank you, Carlo Yu. Since nandiyan ka na sa nakasagot, para sa iyo itong dalawang questions. One is, do you offer corporate image solutions? Yun yung isa. Yung pangalawa, where can I buy Dell parts and site that I can directly buy parts?
Yep. Thanks for the question, Carlo. So I think for the first question, yung ating corporate image solution, yes, Dell definitely can do yung ating Dell corporate images. It can also be according to the persona. Siyempre, hindi naman lahat ng ating employees are sales, hindi naman sila lahat HR, hindi naman lahat sila AutoCAD users. We can also image the units na in-order kay Dell from the factory para pagdating po dito is ready-made na. But of course, that if you want to have a kumbaga more advanced management device tool, yun doon po pumapasok si Workspace ONE. Kasi on the Workspace ONE itself, we can have updates, we can push for certain applications na kasama na pwedeng gamitin ng users according to their work profile. Kasi hindi naman nga pare-pareho yung ating application that is needed by the users. Tapos yung pangalawa naman, on the Dell parts, if you're in warranty, no need to buy for Dell parts. You can just call our hotlines, yung kaninang pinusend ko. And if you're not in warranty, you can just reach out to your known resellers, local resellers ni Dell, whether it be commercial or consumer resellers. So pwede po tayong bumili ng genuine Dell parts sa kanila, and they can provide you with the code.
So, thank you, Carlo. May isang question dito, but I'm not sure exactly kung paano sasagutin. Are there any specific payment details that you could give us just in case we will purchase one in our device, even if it is not Dell brand? So, hindi ko alam exactly po yung ano. Maybe you can rephrase and ask that question again. Because I could not understand ko kung ano yung specific question. Kasi specific details, payment details of what po? Ma'am Marita, padala ulit po. And then yung huli dito, ito, sinagot lang ni Mr. Somadik yung what is SOC, Security Operations Center. Maraming salamat po. Is there any other questions? Sandali, baka meron pa dun sa chat marami. Mga noise cancelling. Val.
Yeah, ito nga po yung nabanggit natin kanina, which is part of yung ating Dell Optimizer. So, meron po tayong feature nakasama dito sa software na to that can aid yung noise cancellation for the devices which we have sold since we ship yung 10th generation onwards na Intel CPU.
Okay, may question dito sa how about the TPM version, but I don't know kung saan yan nire-relate. But
Baka
maybe
siguro yung question if we are selling devices with TPM. Yes po. Sa commercial devices, standard po natin na built-in yung TPM sa ating mga commercial devices. Again, this is one differentiator that we have na hindi po nakikita sa mga retail stores kasi it's a security chip, no, na hindi naman kadalasan na ginagamit ng mga consumer notebooks.
There's also a question about battery capacity. Maybe you can expound on that, Val. Ano yung mga
battery capacity. Oo, we have usually two options depending on the chassis ng laptop. Kasi alam naman natin ngayon na yung mga bagong laptop, numinipis, di ba? Lumiliit. Pero most often than not, meron po tayong mga dalawang option, no? Kadalasan, it's a 3-cell and a 4-cell battery. Nagkakaiba na lang po siya dun sa WHR, no? Depending on the configuration din. Minsan kapag dual drive, we need to stick to the lower battery capacity. Pero kung hindi naman, pwede natin i-configure yung mga devices natin using the 4-cell battery. So, may mga options naman po tayo.
Okay. So, thank you sa mga questions. I think we have had enough questions. For those na hindi namin nasagot, baka pwede niyong i-email sa akin, carlo.subido@dell.com, and then I will respond. With that, we'd like to thank you all for attending this, and I would like to turn over the floor back to our Undersecretary for a few messages. Yusek?
Hey, Carlo, thank you. Of course, to your team from Dell and VMware and all those who actually attended, thank you so much. And rest assured, the department will actually try to look into a lot of other technologies that can actually help not just the government, but including the private sector. Again, thank you so much for attending. I hope to see you again in the next Tech Talk series. And stay safe. Ingat po kayong lahat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yusek Ali.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. We would like to remind you to fill up the survey form and have a chance to win a Sony noise cancelling headphones and Facebook Portal mini smart video calling 8 inches touchscreen display with Alexa. To access the survey form, you may scan the QR code or type the link into your web browser. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We would like to remind you to fill up the survey form and have a chance to win a Sony noise cancelling headphones and Facebook Portal mini smart video calling 8 inches touchscreen display with Alexa. To access the survey form, you may scan the QR code or type the link into your web browser. Again, thank you for attending session 1 of the DICT Tech Talk. Good afternoon and stay safe, everyone.